When I went to academy in Antwerp, I studied graphics, etching, lino cut, wood cut. But then after school, when that was finished, I didn't have all the equipment, so I started painting.
Out of necessity?
Yeah, absolutely, out of necessity. I started painting, so, and at a certain point, I was painting beside my paintings on the wall. So I got really interested in the context where you hang a painting, and so, yeah, and that's...
The context, yeah.
The context became very important for me. I was immediately attracted to the painting because if you see closely to the painting, the woman is sitting at a table, but the table has no legs. So the table is floating. I don't know if anybody ever noticed it. You have to look it up, the absinthe drinker, and that for me was, it's actually a key word for me. That's what my work is all about. And yeah, that's how I got into it. And then, started painting. At a certain point I was fed up with painting. I painted everything I could have painted. And it was also a struggle for me, painting. Painting was always a fight. But I thought that was normal to always have a fight with your canvas and the painting. And then I started painting on the walls next to my paintings, making the paintings three-dimensional, turning around, whatever, and start to make three-dimensional work. And then all of a sudden it was like, whoa, this is not a struggle, this is fun actually, making three-dimensional work. But also very important for me is the functionality of these things, these daily based things, that I take the functionality out of it. That it's still recognizable for everybody. Like for example, here in the show there are a lot of vases, I have not 3 of them, that's a lot. It has a function of course, but as you see, I take the functionality out of it by making the vase the socle, and the socle becomes the object. But that's also very nice, or that's what I always try to put into my pieces, that it can be a discussion, but 2 people see my work, and somebody has a completely different point of view on my work, and somebody else has a completely different story by it or with it. That's very important for me. At a certain point, I made a piece. It's in my book. I was invited for an exhibition, and I was walking around with the curator, and the curator showed me this room. It's actually a kind of big room, and these columns were there in a certain stramine. I don't know how to say it in English for the moment. But rhythm, but this one wasn't there. It just wasn't there. So there was one, 4 meters was another one, and then there was 8 meters. So I got the idea together with the curator to do something with the columns there. So I completely made this one new. It's not there. They were blue. So I didn't do anything with the blue. People think that I painted them all blue, but they were blue. So I really made this one completely new, out of scratch. Also, the plugs are made by me. Everything is made. I like to make all these things, and the idea is that it's floating. It's floating like 7 centimeters from the ground. So people walked in the room. This was the site that you saw when you walked in, and lots of people didn't saw the piece. I don't mind. I like that, because then you have also the conversation that like when you're there with 3, 4, or 5 people, and somebody sees it and he's like really amazed, like wow, this is nice, and somebody else is like there's nothing to see here and walks through. But afterwards, when you go to have a drink, or you're in the car back home or whatever, and you start talking about it, like oh, the columns, like one was floating, oh, really nice. And then that the people have these people who saw it or didn't saw it have a conversation about it. That's also for me a part of my work. That it's also, that's what I mean with the layered stuff. It's not like just one thing I would explain. It's a lot of things I explain at the same time.
But in a way, I thought that this white structure was part of the
heat roller,
of the space. But you told me then that no, I made it also myself. It's not like you buy it in a shop or something.
No, I make everything. Everything what you see here, I made myself, except for the vases. But there will be a change. I will go and make some ceramics. Yes, but the idea is also there that you walk in and that you have the idea that the heat blower is already there. It's from the gallery. This heats the gallery, and and that I make a structure underneath it. That's the whole idea. Yes, the heat blowers.
The heat blowers downstairs. Here at the wall, you see like the two of the show of the space, and you.
No,
they're all of you.
They're all new.
So there is the question that always comes up
absolutely.
when you arrive in space.
Yeah, and of course, it's a gallery, and it's a completely different setup than it's like in a space where it just show art. But the gallery has a completely different function than a non-profit space. For example, non-profit space has to show an artist what he does. Now, for me, if this was a non-profit space, then I think these three things would be enough
for the whole space.
For the whole space, and maybe something else, something small, like the glass of wine, could be somewhere in a corner. That's probably the idea. Is also like these smaller things are forgotten things. People have a drink and put it down somewhere.
Mm-hmm. You can also say something to end maybe, but I can say that the word le sublime du quotidien, I think that's really like a nice connection of everything we talked about, that you combine the beauty, the daily life, the sublime, the natural things. You combine everything in le sublime du quotidien.
Thank you.